Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about the skin picks and also the fast approaching update for us into the next generation, Rust Console Edition. And yeah, kind of talking about all the stuff that's happening here. So let's break it down. Okay, so first and foremost, we do have a potential release date happening May 29th. It's not set in stone, but I do think that is a target for them. How do we know this? The cutoff point is supposed to happen on the 29th of May, 2025. And what that means is, essentially, they won't be able to sell anything inside of the game. They won't be able to sell any more copies. And I think all the coins get shifted over to the PS5 and also, in turn, the next generation Xbox as well. So don't fear. The skins do all transfer over. But because all of this is kind of tied up with that, they essentially cut off their revenue stream. So I think is definitely a big time possibility that's going to happen on the 29th. It could potentially slip past that. I don't know, but I do think they're going to try to submit the version for certification here in the next week or two. So we'll kind of wait and see because that takes about a week or two. So if they are shooting for the 29th, so if things go as planned, we should potentially see it by the end of the month. But hey, it could also, bounce and it could take a whole nother month. Who knows? So hopefully everything goes as planned, and hopefully we see this thing relatively soon. If you didn't know, the next generation version is free if you've bought the old version of the game. And that's really good news. So I think we're all kind of sitting here going, yeah, you know what we need? We just need the game now and just consistent updates from month to month. I think we're kind of all ready for that. We do know there's going to be hot air balloons. We do know there's, well, potentially going to be ziplines. They haven't confirmed that yet, but they're kind of teasing it. And also, what else was it? The G-Portal stuff should convert over as well. I guess there'll be a page for it. So if your old servers, you need them transferred over, I would suggest doing that once that does hit. What else is there? Hot air balloons have the potential to also have parachutes, which is really nice, and then obviously all of the other content that's in the game should also be in there for the next generation version. It does look like they're going to fully sunset the old version, the core systems, the original systems, the old gen, whatever you want to call it. I think towards the end of October of 2025, that has a change from them originally supporting it indefinitely, just not giving it any content updates. So yeah, essentially everything's going to convert over if you buy new systems, so now's the time to do so, right? So yeah, it's kind of like yeah, at first they were going to support the whole thing, but now they're gonna sunset it. So I think right now we're just looking for the official release date. They're gonna most likely just tell us last minute because that's kind of what they do. So we're kind of waiting here. My first expectation is the 29th. They haven't confirmed that yet, but again, I think we'll find out in the next week or two once things kind of develop there. So we'll keep you guys informed. So fingers crossed. Hope so, because I want to get this new stuff in our hands ASAP. I want to be flying around a hot air balloon and dropping into a Zerg base and getting waxed and rinsed by a freaking turret. I can't wait. Okay, so we're going to do the skin reviews here. Here's the breakdown for each set. We're going to do a green pick, 1 and 2, and then an orange pick, 1 and 2, to maybe help you narrow it down here. I do have these all purchased, but I'm going to read off what the amounts are here. So we have the small treasure box. We were looking at that a second ago. This is going for 480 Rust coins. It is a custom mesh. So it is different from it's about the same bound box. The hit box is a standard box. I should say a standard small box, but it does have this mesh difference here. So I do believe we don't have any mesh versions over on the PC side. So kind of nice. Leader of the pack here is going for 200 Rust coins, and this should be in for, I think, well, probably a handful of days. So that custom mesh one people have been looking for. Okay, so these are all repeats. I do believe all of these have been voted for by the community here. So, okay, we have the Commando Veteran here going for 2,070 Rust coins. We have the Metal Face Mask here going for 600 Rust coins. Kind of looks like the Mandalorian. I said it. No glowing parts. Then we have the Metal Chestplate going for 600 Rust coins. No glowing parts. We have the hoodie going for 400 Rust coins. And some Rust cheeks for free. Haha. We have the pantaloons. I don't think there's any glowing parts on this. Just a little bit of reflective stuff on the old cheeks. Did I say how much that was? 400 Rust coins. We have the road sign gloves. Bing, bing, bing. Going for 350 Rust coins. And the roadside kilt, which I don't know if this is accurate or not, but it does say it's 600 Rust coins. It's kind of a lot, isn't it? So again, when you typically are looking at 3 of these, you probably want to get the full set. Again, this full set's going for 2,070 Rust coins. But if you're going to do individual purchases, I got the breakdown. So the green first pick is going to be the Metal Face Mask for 600 Rust coins. That's right. And we're going to kind of stagger it here. So the green secondary pick is going to be the hoodie for 400 Rust coins. And for the orange first pick is going to be the metal chest plate, going for 600 Rust coins. And the orange secondary pick is going to be the pantaloons for 400 Rust coins. Here's the thing. If you really like the face mask, just go for that, because think about it. You always kind of have like your undersuit with like your hoodie and your pants. The next layer is going to be like your chest plate and your kilt. And then sometimes you can offset with the face mask. So kind of keep that in mind when you're doing your stuff, because like sometimes your undersuit stuff like your hoodie and your pants could be a nice accent to the other things. Mixing and matching other sets. But again, you could do it however you would like. We have a deployable set here. You know I love those. The full set's going for 2,010 Rust coins. We have the armored door here. A little creepy, but not too bad. Going for 525 Rust coins. Not a bad skin at all. Kind of a nice way to kind of hide the armored door, I think. Again, that was 525 Rust coins. Then we have the metal door, sheet metal door, going for 500 Rust coins, I do believe. 500, yes. I do find the baby face slightly disturbing. That's just me. We have the Furnacio going for 425 Rust coins. And then we have the sleeping bag going for 425 Rust coins. Not too bad. Then we have the large wooden box going for 450 Rust coins. And the garage door, check it out, is going for 550 Rust coins. Okay, here's the breakdown. For the green first pick is going to have to be the garage door, again for 550 Rust coins, just because mid-game to late game, not too bad. No glowing parts though, but it's still a solid door. Not too bad. And then it's going to have to be, for the green secondary pick, is going to have to be the armored door, going for 525 Rust coins. On to the orange set here. We now have the, it's going to be the orange first pick is going to be the furnace. Jeez, I'm having a stroke. 425 Rust coins. And then on to the next one. I just can't pick the baby one because that baby face with the ribs is too disturbing to me. Orange secondary pick is going to be the large wooden box, going for 450 Rust coins. Again, if you like them, probably go for the whole thing here. It's not too bad. Our third set here is the Wizard Veteran. The full set's going for 1,020 Rust coins as it stands now, today in 2025. First thing we have here is the Yoka pistol for 125 Rust coins. That is a height map, a bump map. That is not a mesh change. Check this one out. This one's very expensive, but this is a metal face mask, believe it or not, and this is going for 600 Rust coins. No glowing parts on this, we can tell. Kind of nice. Again, kind of a custom mesh because you have the beard in the front. So not too much of a tweak for the custom mesh, but it's definitely a different shape overall. The hide poncho is going for 300 Rust coins. I thought previously they did glow in the dark, but I guess not. Hide poncho going for 300 Rust coins. Then we have the long sleeve tee going for 150 Rust coins. We have the leather gloves going for 125. And then we have the pantaloons going for 150 Rust coins. Okay, so this one's going to be a little off because I think most of this is all about the metal face mask. So I think I'm just going to have one out of each category for this one because this one's a bit different. Obviously, the green first pick is going to be the metal face mask just because of the custom mesh. Again, only one pick for each category here. So the green first pick, the only pick, is going to be the metal face mask for 600 Rust coins. Again, over half the cost of the entire set. So they are kind of pushing you towards buying the whole set. And I'm going to say the hide poncho for the orange pick, the orange first pick, for 300 Rust coins. And again, if you like any of these in any combination, just probably get the whole set. The metal face mask is nice because you can like throw that metal face mask and just kind of flex on people, you know. Just one. Little cough there. Okay, I do like this set a lot. We have the film Noir architecture. The full set's going for 1,050 Rust coins. Now, I do believe all of these are going for. Oh no, not all of them. Yes, they are. All of these are going for 250 Rust coins. So sheet metal door, 250. Same pattern on each side. Armored door. This one's very nice. I do like the way the glow kind of works with the door pane. I like it a lot. 250, 250 garage door. Again, a nice glowing accent here, very nice. As you know, glowing accents for the any part in your wipe I think is really good. Again, that was 250. This is also 250. Very nice. Armored double doors. Large wooden box, no glowing parts here. 250 Rust coins. And the sheet metal door does not glow in the dark, as far as I know. 250 Rust coins. Okay, so I had a cough again for some reason. So the top 4 here are glow in the dark. But again, if you're looking at like almost 3 of these, probably just get the whole set. Honestly, I think this is a very, if you're going to buy any full set here, and you're into deployables like I am, the Film Noir architecture, the whole set's 1,050 Rust coins. Not bad. You get 4 glowing parts here, which are very late to mid-game type stuff. And the other pieces here are just a nice extra to have on top. But if you're going to break it down into individual pieces, my green first pick is going to have to be the armored door. Just because this really hides the slat in the door really well, and people kind of forget that it's an armored door, which is really nice. And the glowing is just the right amount of accent. But again, I'd probably push you towards the entire set just because it's so good. And it's like cheap. It's like, what, 10 bucks? Garage door for my green secondary pick. Again, 250. Really nice. Glowing accents for your mid-tier doors are always nice. And then for the orange first pick, it's got to be the armored double door. Really nice light up armored double door. The whole set's, I think, solid. It'd be nice if the last 2 glowed too, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. But buyers can. And then the orange secondary pick is going to be the sheet metal door. Really good for your single pass-throughs, as you know. Solid set. Now remember, all of these do transfer over to the next generation version. I think these by default are already kind of built in, or at least they've been saving the files that way, is kind of the impression I'm getting. So don't worry, all of your coins will transfer over. I do think May 29th, 2025, I believe is the first target for this. It could very well slip. They're going to have to submit it to certification probably by the time you're watching this. And that does have to pass, and things could bounce, and they may have to make adjustments. But I think either way, that first target for May 29th, 2025, I think is going to be a pretty solid, we're definitely going to be watching close over the next few weeks. And if it does slide past that, I don't think it'll be too much longer. They essentially said sometime this summer. So even in a worst case scenario, we're still going to be looking at this thing relatively soon. So I'm very excited for all the new stuff coming into Rust. I can't wait for new content. My goodness, we've been waiting for so long. It's been over half a year. We're ready for this. At least we know we'll have some verticality in the hot air balloon. Hopefully we have the parachute as well. The zip lines and maybe even the SAM sights would be nice. A little pro tip, by the way, SAM sights do shoot parachutes. Just saying, that's a thing. Okay, guys, hopefully see you in the next live stream / video or on my custom server. As a matter of fact, I'll pop that up here on the end screen. Should be off to the left here. There's the server ID and also a suggested video here at the center of the screen. And we'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye! Ooh, 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 ooh.